All right, so you have one doubt, and so for that, let's create a new file. Uh, is because your file is in inches, so I'm choosing imperial, and you insert the file, insert the CAD file with this link add, select that, and you specify the unit and in current view only. Positioning, you can go with this manual center or auto center to center. Okay, so let's go with this, and now we have this. We'll position it, we will move it, and after that we will pin this so that we we don't even move it by mistake. Okay, so you have this pin option. Now for this stair, how you can do that, like go with this stair, and if you want to do it with this sketch option, then select this create sketch. One thing why we were facing the error, because while creating this boundary, one thing is very important, the direction, like the start point and the end point. So start point and the end point will define the direction for this stair, which side will be the up. Okay, so that is very important. So for that, let me show you the error also, and let me show you the solution. So for that, the boundary here, if I create from this point to this point, so that means this will be the up direction. Okay, so then next this point will be this. All right, and next go for this riser and create one riser and the other risers. So here we are calculating risers. Okay, not the steps, we are calculating the risers, so that should be mentioned. Okay, so we can change it later as well. All right, uh, so I was calculating about the steps, so that was my error. So here we have to calculate the risers. So Revit calculate the riser count. Okay, so the riser, you select this, let's copy so we can easily create. All right, now this half is completed, and if you want to uh, define the stair path, so that you can define. And now you, so here you can see this is the up direction. Okay, now for this one I will make the error first. Okay, so we can hide this for temporary, we can hide this. Okay, so here we cannot hide this because we are in this creation mode. All right, so next go with this create sketch. Okay, so let's, so here I'm going to make the error first. So from this point to this point I will make, and for this point to this point, and let's create the risers from this to this end. Okay, now we will copy these risers from this, and you can define the stair path. So from this end to this end, let's define this into this end. So the riser path is just to define the riser path. Okay, there is no connection with the direction. So finish it. See, this has the same direction like this. Okay, that's because I have defined the boundary from this point to this point. Now go to edit sketch, and now let me just change. Okay, delete it and go with this boundary. Now from this point to this point, and let me delete this and go with this boundary from this point to this point, and then go with this finish edit mode. Yeah, now you can see, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the boundary creation from the point you're creating, that is important. Okay, now you can go with this landing. All right, you can go with this create sketch, but here go with this pick two runs, so that will create more faster. So let's select this first and select this first. Now it's created. Okay, now here you can change this, like there will be 20 risers. Okay, so this as a riser, and if count here is 10 and here is also 10. Now you can see that according to our sketch, this landing got increased. The length for this landing is not proper according to our sketch, so we can edit it. So for that, you see, we have created it by this system, so that is not created by sketch. So if you want to convert it into sketch, so you you will get this edit sketch option, so then you have to convert it to sketch based. All right, so now we also have this arrows. Okay, so generally why we are getting this much of length for this landing, or this much of width for this landing, because in default condition the landing width is set according to the run width.
And yeah.
Yes, so that's why you can change it after that as well. So Revit will give you some warnings, yes, like this, so you can ignore it, because you know that this is okay for you, so you can ignore this, right? And about this railing, you know how you can sketch this railing, you can redefine this. Yeah, so you just select it, and that is done here. Okay,
Yes, I got it.
so you can give this offset from this for this railings. Okay, and this should be monolithic stair. Yeah, this should be like this. You just check everything is okay. So the desired number will be 20. Apply. Okay, all right, now it's fine. So that's how you can create it. Okay, now let's move into our project. So today we are going to discuss about room tag, how we can define our room areas. Okay, so for that, let's come to any floor plan view, like level 1 floor plan. So here we have some rooms created with this interior walls. So we have to specify the room name and the room areas. All right. So for that we have this room tag option. Why this room tag is uh, say this is more advanced and beneficial, because while designing, and when you start adding your details into it and start developing your designs, and after a few stages you may face some changes required in the site, and your client may need some different changes within the area, or the client may need some bigger area or the smaller area, or the layout, the client may need changes. So for that, you already have, suppose you already have placed your text and all the labels you have placed. So those texts are not linked with your walls, so that the text doesn't know that you are changing the layout the text doesn't know. It cannot read your mind that it will be updated automatically according to your design. So that's not possible. So for that, if you go with this room tag, so that is linked with your walls, associated with your walls, so associated with your room which you are assigning. So in further case, if you change the room area or the room layout, so it will be updated, so you don't have to work manually. So there will be less rework. So that's why we will go with this room tag. uh, Now see, this room is there, so you have to go with this tag on placement. Okay, and if you can highlight this boundary, so that is highlighting that these are your room. Okay, uh, and if you go with this place rooms automatically, so it will place all the rooms, 8 rooms created automatically, so you don't have to place it one by one. So now you see, when I'm placing my mouse on this, so it's selecting the room tag, the label for the room tag. Now you have to select this total uh, room tag, right? So then go with this press tab, so that you can choose the selection. So now you see that it's selecting this total area, right? As because this wall is not closing this area, it's not defining any closed area. So this wall, it's defining this as a total area, this as a total closed area. So that's why these area is defined by this room tag, right? So suppose you want it open, but you want to define this area as one room and this area as another room. So how you can do that? So for that, let me delete this. Now let me delete this. Okay, and now you have this room separator, you have this, right? So you can separate this two room with this room separator, you can. Now let's create this. Okay, and what you can do is you can hide this if you don't want to make it visible. So you can go to this hide in view and you can simply hide it. Or else what you can do is you can go to visibility graphics, and there you can come to annotation categories, not in model categories, because this is annotation category, and there you can come to room tag. Okay, come to room tag. Yeah, so you can uncheck this room tags. All right, and then this room, you can change this color fill. Right now let's change this color fill, so it will fill the color. Okay, and click on apply, and okay, so we will see it how we can fill the colors. All right, uh, now what you can do is we can hide from this hide element. So here we are not hiding it, so we will see it, that how it works. Okay, now go with this room, and here you can see that it's defining this as a closed area. All right, so you can define this. So you can after that you can change the position for this, like this. Sorry, this is. So uh, okay. Yeah, now again you can go with this. So up to this will be the room area for this particular room. Okay, now you can, so for this you can assign another room tag. Okay, so but for this this will to this will it will be added, it will be included within this room area. So it's selected. Now you see here we are having the room name and the number for these rooms, right? But we also want to see the room areas or the length and width for this. So for that, what you can do is select all the room tags, selecting like this, and go with this filter and check none. Select only the room tags, apply and OK. And you can change it with room tag with area. You want to see the area, so that you got room tag with area. Okay, that's what you can do. Okay, for calculating, so it will calculate the room area for you. So even if you change the wall positions, so that area will get updated. Okay, now as I have mentioned that you can separate two room without adding any wall. Suppose there is one wall within a room, and uh, that separating that total room within two, so that you don't want to separate, you want to have that as a single room. So for that, what you can do is you can uncheck room bounding option. Uncheck room bounding option. So this option enable this geometry to bound this area as a room. Okay, so that's why uh, it's it's bounding this room, okay, within this area. So you don't want to include this wall for this room. So for that, you uncheck this option. Okay, and as because you have added this to room tag, so there will be only one room, so one will be deleted. So you delete it and click on OK. Now you see, so this is okay. Here you can see highlighted in blue color the total area. Now you can position.
So first we have to uncheck and then select that wall. No?
Means like this, selecting this one and then uncheck this
Okay,
room
okay.
bounding
Select
option.
the wall and then uncheck it.
Now you can change the position for this room tag label. Okay, so you can select this and click on it, and you can name it. You can change the name. So this way also you can change the name. Or suppose you are selecting this total room boundary, this room boundary. So if you come at the bottom, so there also you have this option. You can change the number, you can change the name. From this properties palette also you can change the name. All right, and you can change the number as well, and you can add some other properties. All right. So this how you can add your label, room tags. All right. Now here you see that you are having with the room area. So you also have another option, that is room tag with volume. So you have selected room tag with volume, but it's not showing you room tag with volume, and it's showing you not computed. Means Revit is not calculating the room volume for you. So if you need room volume, so that what you can do is you can come to this room and area drop down arrow, and then you can go with this area and volume computation, and there you can specify areas and volumes, so it will calculate both area and volume. So if you need that, please do check, then only you will get the volume calculation. So here we are not requiring it, so just go with this room tag with area. All right, suppose you delete, you don't have this room tag, but you have defined this room area. Or suppose by mistake you have deleted this. Okay, so you can undo it, but you haven't noticed while deleting it, and after a few steps, after doing some modeling, you are noticing it that there is no room tag. You have defined the boundary, but room tag is not there. So how you can do that? So for that also you can do go with this tag room option. Okay, so then you can define the tag. So even let me show you that when you are defining with this room bounded area, so this tag on placement may be unchecked, and you have defined this boundary. Okay, and then for this reason also you may not get the tag room. So make sure that while defining this room, make sure this tag on placement is checked. So while placing you will have the tag, so no need of extra work. And after this kind of error, you can solve it with this tag room. So you can go with this tag which are not tagged, you can go with this, and all the not tagged options will be tagged automatically. And if you go with this, so you can go with one by one selection. Okay, you have to select the rooms, and if you go with this, and you have to select like this way. And so this is for all the tags. You remember I have already showed this for door tags and window tags. So this is for all the categories. So here you can select just room tags, and all the room tags will be added. Okay, like this, right? And now you just have to select.
Uh, so when you
Yeah,
selected the whole drawing and only tags you wanted, and
hello.
hello,
Yeah, please repeat
when
it
you
once.
selected the drawing and then you wanted to select only all tags, how did you do that previously?
Means this one tag all
No,
not
no.
tagged.
Previously, you selected the whole
Yeah,
drawing
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
just all the
Okay,
tags.
right. So for that, go with this room, and there you have this place rooms automatically. Okay,
Uh,
so it will place all the room tags.
and also that when you selected the whole drawing, and if I only want to select all the doors or all the tags.
Okay, these tags only you want to select. So for that, like this, select everything and go with this filter,
Okay.
check done, and there you specify that this you want to select it.
And
Then
this filter.
yeah, right. Okay. Now, here you can see that we are having this room tag with this area only. Now, we generally don't place with area, we place with length and width. So that we can have the better idea about our room. Uh, so how we can do that? So for that, this is one family. Okay, this is comes under annotation family or annotation family category. So you just have to create one room tag family. Okay, so here I'm also going to discuss about that, how you can create room tag family. All right, so for that, let's go to creation, new, come to family, and then select, go with this template English. If you're going with metric, so that English, or if you're going with feet and inches, then select imperial. Now this will not be under this model categories, so these all are related to model categories. So you have to come to this annotation folder, and there you have to select the room tag. Okay, yeah, this is available, room tag, and open. Right, and there you can start creating your own separate. So here I'm not going to create this one. So what I'll do is I will go to this edit family. I will edit this family. Okay, so go to this edit family, and there you can see this is label. This is a label. You have placed this label. You have placed this label. and this also placed. So here you can see this volume is also there, and there is another, that is area, this 150 square, this is there. So because that within this room tag type name is there, room tag, and if you go this room tag with area and apply, and there you can see this is also available. And if you go to this type, and there you see room tag with volume is, so here you see if you go with this room tag with volume, so that you apply, and that is, so go with this room tag with volume, click on apply. Okay, so here you will not see it, it will be applicable in your project. So that's what happened. So here just see that room tag with area, when you applied in your project room tag with area, so it will show you the room number and the area, and this is unchecked, so within your project you will not see it, this volume. So that how we will apply. Okay, now we will create this type, family type. Okay, so for that we have this new type option. If you want to delete anything, so you can go with this delete. Now let's create one, and let's go with this room tag, room tag length into width. Now we just have created that, we have to add. Okay, so for that what we can do is we can create. Now let's just okay it. Now here we will add one label. So you can copy this label, you can go with this copy, and this here you can place it. Okay, now this is as a room name, but we will place uh, length and width. So go with this edit label, and there it will not be as a name, so we will change it after this. So you can find out that if there is any length and width is there, so that you can go with, but we don't have any length or width, so we have to create with this option, add calculated parameter to label. Okay, then we will specify the label name, that will be length, discipline common, and type go with this length. Okay, now here you have to go with the formula. So now let me share you the formula. uh, Let me open that file. Okay, so let me open the file. Let me share the screen. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this formula you have to put for the length,
Okay.
and for the width you have to put this. Okay,
This will be shared, sir.
yeah, if you want I can share it, or
Okay.
it is being recorded, so you can
Yeah.
see it in the recording. Okay, if you need it I can share it.
Yes, sir.
So let's copy it just, and here you paste it and click on OK. That's simple. Okay, and this one we will delete it, we don't need it. Okay, that so that this is placed, and we will add another one, so that will be width, right? Okay, uh, so you can go with this again, and you mention width, and that will be again same length, and formula, that is your area by length. Okay, you can simply copy it from here, or you can type it. click on OK, and length into width, I need to show it like that. So in the prefix I will specify X, before that one space, and click on apply and OK. So here you can see this is there, right? Now what you can do is you can add one. All right, so for that, how you can do that? So you can specify, all right, like you give the name. All right, so before that, let go to this one and go with this visibility. Okay, and there you can mention just a minute. So yeah, go with this graphics, and then you just mention length to width. That will be a type parameter. Click on OK, and there you see. So just there you can see it will be yes or no. So you edit it. Sorry. Yes. While creating it, the type of parameter should be changed to yes or no. So I have already done it. I have to delete it. So graphics, sorry, create new one. So this will be graphics. Yep, graphics, and type of parameter yes or no, and then that is length into it, and click on OK, and there you can check it. So this room number you want to see it, and not this volume for this. So if you go with this room tag with area, these are selected. If you go with this room tag with volume, these are selected. Okay, so here you can uncheck this area. You can include this. If you don't need this, you can uncheck here, and here it will be. So you go with this apply and click on OK. Now let's go to this load into project and close it. So here I'm not going to save it, or let's save this, and you can save it as a different in different folder or different path. You can save it, and the option backup option, you can make it one and click on OK, and you can save it. So let's not save it. Load into project and overwrite existing version and its parameter values, because we have changes, we have made the changes in parameter values. So let's see. Here you can see, right, room tag with volume. Oh, sorry, room tag with room tag length to width. Is that okay? So, so you can see, select it and come to edit family, and there you can see that everything is checked properly or not, like this. For this, yeah, this is properly okay. Click on OK. Let's no. So here you can see. So here you can come again and can change it, make the changes also within this type parameters. Okay. So this one, all right, and you can make the name properly. Now you have to create with legends. Now we will create, come to annotate tab, and there then go with this color fill legend. Okay, we will fill this color so that we can properly identify in a single glance. Go with this color fill legend, and there you just here you just place there you just place this, and to give the type that it's according to the room. So you go with this room, and there you can mention that room name, color scheme according to the room name. Then you click on OK. Now it's calculating. Now you see that we have this bedroom, so that's why uh, it is defined like this. Okay, this color. Now, as because all these are named as same room, so that's why it's not uh, differentiating the colors. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, uh, now what you can do is you can come to this, and there you have this color schemes. Okay, you come to architecture tab, and within this room and area panel you have, under this drop down arrow, you have this color schemes, and there you have to mention, you have to specify the category. So the category is room, and there you have this room. You can, now you can change the room legend. uh, Suppose this is for first floor room legend. Okay, now you go with this color according to name or according to area, so that you can specify. So let's go with this name. So according to the name it will highlight. So here you will have with the name. Okay, suppose you want to differentiate as per the area, so here you will have the area values with this color. Okay, and here you see this field pattern, you can define this color, you can define. Now you can add one, you can add value. Now let's go with this. Suppose let's create path. Now if I create it from here, uh, it is not assigned, but the color scheme is created, right? So this bathroom has been assigned. Okay, but it is not in use. Here you can see that it is showing you no, means you haven't applied this color scheme, but you have created. Okay, so let's click on OK, and now if you change any room, suppose for this room, let's select it. From here you can change it like uh, bathroom. See why it's showing you this, why it's showing you bathroom. When I have just pressed it, it is not there. Suppose I if I go with like living room, it will not show me anything, right? Because that is not created, as because for this bathroom, as because that is created, so that's why it's showing uh, it, it is showing me, right? So now you go with this bathroom. Now you see this bathroom has been added, and if you come to this color scheme option, so there now you can see this is in use. Okay, so that you can do that in this way also you can do, or else you can go with this. Okay, now let's define after this. Suppose this as a guest room. From here also you can go with this. Now it will be added. Okay, it will be start adding. So this way also you can go with. Okay, suppose you you know that these room will be added in for further. So for that you can make it in this list, but when you will apply it, so you can see that it is in use, so that you can like you will storing all this, and after that you can apply this color scheme in your legend. Okay, so this how you can change this, and if you need to change the position here, you can change it. Okay, all right. So as because right now this is in used, right now this is as because in use, so you cannot delete it from this color scheme, you cannot delete it. Okay, so that's why this delete option is right now deactivated. Now if I suppose if I uh, create a new one, suppose living room, click on OK. So as because here you can see that this is not in use, now you can delete it. Okay, as because it is not been applied, it is in this color scheme uh, library, you can say. Okay, in this color scheme list it is just present but not in your project applied, so that's why you can delete it. Okay, so let's just add this, and you can go with this, select it, and now if I go with this, you can uh, select it from this drop down, from this list, there you can specify. Now you see this living room is changed. Now come to this edit scheme. So here this one you can select and come to this edit scheme from your ribbon, uh, edit scheme, and there you can change this colors. Okay, from this list you can change the colors, like this way you can change the colors, and you can apply some pattern, you can apply some pattern. Okay, suppose this is wood finish. Okay, this will be there, and that you can see that uh, this is the total preview for this one. Apply, and you can see it. Okay, got this right. So you can simply change into your color schemes. All right, simple. Click on OK, apply, and OK. You can change this in your other, like let's go with this. Apply, and need to change it, you can change, and let's change it for the bedroom. Yeah. So there you can see, so this way you can change your color schemes. All right, now let's come on the part about dimensioning now. So you know how you can dimension, you can place your dimensions. The shortcut for the dimension is DI is the shortcut. So here we have this align dimension, linear, angular, radial, diameter, arc length. Have I discussed about all this earlier? Hello, Namrata.
Hello.
Yes, have I discussed all about this?
No.
No,
Like
right? Yes.
annotation. No.
Okay. All right, fine. Yeah. So now you can see this align dimension. So for this align dimension, it is not like the AutoCAD align dimension. So you can go with the linear also with this align dimension, and here you can change the type. Okay, so I'm coming on the type and it's about properties. Go with this align option. So for this you can define from one line to another line, or from one surface to one surface. Okay, like this, from one surface to another surface. So you can go with this align dimension, you can go in horizontal and vertical direction as well. So there is no restriction for this. Like you can go in also in angular uh, direction also. So for that, this you can go with this also. Like this you can go. Okay. And what about linear dimension? So with this you can go with point to point. Okay, suppose from this point, suppose from this point to like, okay, so suppose this point is not being highlighted, so you can press tab. All right, then you can place like this. So it will be placed only in the linear. So for this is restricted because you know from this point to this point and align dimensions can be calculated. So that's not possible with this linear, so it will calculate only the horizontal and vertical. Okay, but if you go here, so I think suppose from this point to this point, so it's because I have mentioned you that it's calculate from the surface to surface, so that's why it's for this right now the point cannot be taken. So suppose if there is wall like this and wall like this is there, so if you want to measure the dimension in this angle or the linear, oh sorry, not linear, align dimension, so for that go with this align, and this to this you can measure this one. So it will calculate with this surface to surface or on reference line to reference lines. Okay, but for this linear, not di is the shortcut for linear. So when you choose linear, so for that you cannot go with surface to surface or line to line, so you can mention with point to point. Okay, from this point to this point, what will be the distance in horizontal and vertical direction. So for this linear, that is restricted only in horizontal and vertical direction. Okay, uh, now we can go with angular option. So you can mention the angle. Okay, so right now let's go with this di, and let's select this, and sorry, angular, select this wall and this wall, and it will mention that this is in perpendicular or 90 degrees the angle. Okay, so you can here you can make it like face of code. Okay, so this will directly specify this face of code, means this way you mention that which one will be the default location. Okay, so you can make it wall faces, so when you select it, it will uh, highlight the wall face. Okay, you see, but when you go with this wall center line, so when you place, generally it will highlight the wall center line like this. Okay, so that you can mention over there. And now about radial, so here we don't have any radial, so we can create some wall or some objects. And let me place one curtain wall over there. let's go with the storefront, and let's go to start radius, and make sure that this automatically embedded option is there, otherwise you have to cut that geometry. So from this end to like this end, this will be the radius, and as because there is less segments, grid segments, so that's why you are having this distorted curve. So you can come to this maximum spacing, and there you can change this. So let's keep fixed number, and there also let's keep fixed number, apply, okay, and select this and come here like okay, like 4 you add, so you are having better curves. You can add more. All right, and horizontal grids like 2 or 3 you can mention. Now it's about dimension, and if you go with this radial and if you select this one, so it will give you the radius. Same like that, you can go with this diameter, so it will give you the diameter. And now about arc length. So if you need the length for this curtain wall, so for that you just select this one, and from this end to this end you want that length, so you have to mention the point from this end to this end. So that's how it works. Generally you may get confused that why you go with this DI shortcut and you select arc length and you select that arc and it's not placing, it's showing you that cross mark, so you get confused. But if you remember the steps, then it's easy for you. Select that arc and then you have to specify this point or this point first, and then the next point, so this point to this point, and now you place and click. Now you got this arc length. Now come to this elevation, and there you have another option in this dimension, that is spot elevation. Okay, so spot elevation, if you want to know that this height, okay, what is the height actual, so you want to spot that elevation height, so this way you can spot it. So this point has the height 5210 millimeter from this zero level. Okay, so here you can see this 0, this is 3000, this is 6000. So this way you can spot the elevation, right? Also you can spot coordinate value, the DI, and here you have the spot coordinate. Okay, so spot coordinate is very useful sometimes. In most of the cases for landscape architects, they use it. Now about this spot slope, it's
For center line also we can use, no?
yeah, we can do that, right? Uh, Now here you can see this is the slope for this. Okay, so why we are having this slope value like this, and how we can change it. Okay, before that, let me show you this representation. If you want to have it with this triangle, so you can go with this, so that the beginners or any non-technical person can understand it better with this triangle option. And you can uh, change the offset value from this reference. So how much offset will be there, so that you can change. Okay, so this is the sorry, spot slope, and then you select it, and where you want to place it, you click it, and it is placed. Okay, and now you change it like 5 mm, and if you go with this, now you can see your giving this offset value. Okay, so now you can place it this way. Now you want to see the changes for this. So come to this manage and your project units, and you remember this slope is there. So there you can mention okay, like want to have it this way. Click on OK. Okay, and for this also you have to change it, this spot slope. So there is no type available. So here we can change this one. So use project settings, okay, to match it. Just, or else you can override with this. You can go any settings, so that will override your project settings. So generally we use project settings and click on OK, and there you can change what will be the unit format, so that you will use also project settings, and click on OK, apply, and OK. Now here you can see, right? So this type of with these parameters you can set this type. You can create some types, and if those are available like this, so you can simply choose that type and will get it. Otherwise you can go with this type parameters, and there you can change all this. Okay, now let's come to this about some settings. Okay, now you can see that you have placed this dimension, and this is the type for this dimension. Okay, that is 2.5 Arial, and with this name you can easily understand that this has the text height 2.5 mm and the font style is Arial. So you can come to this edit type, and there you can change it like dimension string type. What will be like, will it be continuous and baseline and ordinate? I think you have the idea about continuous, baseline, and ordinate. This is similar like AutoCAD. You, yeah. So uh, let me be sure that you know about ordinate. Tell me just what about ordinate.
Continuous is one from one dimension. It then it goes on continuously
Yeah,
giving it.
from the last end, right?
Yeah. Baseline is from one point, many dimensions.
Yeah, one fixed base.
One fixed
Yes,
point, beginning and then ends according to the height.
right.
And ordinate is x by y, I guess.
Yeah, right. So you can go with this ordinate, and let me show you that you go with this ordinate, and as because you started from this point then this point, so it's mentioning that this is the zero value. This point has the zero value, and this point has this value from this origin. Okay, you have taken this as the origin for this dimension. Okay,
Yes.
all right, so let's change it. So if you need some kind of ordinate dimension, so you can create your own. So go to edit type, and this is your system family, so you have to duplicate it and you name it, and like that you can go with the changes. So I always suggest you that go with the duplicate and then create your changes. Okay, never edit it, as because I'm just demonstrating it, I will not save these files, so that's why I'm changing this. Always go with this duplicate and then only change. That's the basic practice. And now you see this leader type. Okay, and leader tick mark. And what is about leader? Okay, now let me change this to continuous, apply. Okay, and here you can see this edit witness line. So this will be as a witness line, and from this it will continue even after one single dimension. So you select it, and you can go with the shortcut. After selecting this dimension, you can go with this EW. Okay, for this edit witness lines, here also you can see that EW is the shortcut. So you select it, and then from this end it will continue, or you can make it from this end, and then you can place it here. All right, so this is about your edit witness line, how it works. Select it, edit witness line, and then you place the point, and then click outside. Okay, if you want to make it equal, you can make it. So here we don't need, we don't want to make it with equal. Okay, and here no label. And now see why we need that leader. Now let me select this and edit witness line. So you see why I'm getting this witness line from this end, because when I selected this dimension, I selected from this uh, this line that is called your extension line, right? Dimension extension line. Yeah. So from this end I have selected this, so that's why I'm getting witness line from this end. So if you want to get from this end, so select your dimension from this end. So that's how it works. Okay, now let's go with this and let's place it. Okay, or else let me place some more over there. Okay, and go with this edit witness line. Let me place it. Let me place it over there. Sorry, I had to clear it outside. Yeah. Now here you can see that these dimension texts are overlapping with each other. So for that, for this kind of cases, what we do is we drag this text from this end. We drag this text and we place it like this, or like this. We place it. Okay, place it like this. So this is the leader for your dimension. This is the leader, and what should be the type? So in general case or by default, it is mentioned as leader type arc. So there you can make it leader type line. And if you need any shoulder length, that you can mention. And what would be the leader tick mark? Like this, you can go with this. And here you can see, right? So when it will show you this leader, when it will show you, so that you also can mention there that show leader when text moves away from origin, then only the leader will be popped up or shown. Okay, so you can make it like beyond witness line, apply. Okay, so you know which is witness line, this is witness line. So when you'll make it beyond this witness line, so then only you will have it. Now you are not having it, right? So you are not having it, and when you make it, even place it beyond this witness line, then only you will have this. So whatever is your requirement, you make the changes accordingly. Okay, and you are having this tick marks, these tick marks, so that you can change. So this way you can customize your dimension style. All right, so you can create your own dimension style with this duplicate and make the changes, and you will have it all the time. All right, so for this tick mark, what will be the line weight? All right, like this can apply. See, this kind of things you can apply. You can, all right. And what will be the dimension line weight that you can mention, like, okay, so why I'm not having it? Because that is mentioned as the remember this thin line is applied, and accordingly we will have it. Okay, Now you change this to line width 1, apply, and now you can see it's still because still we have applied that thick line option, but still we are having this line width 1 because we have mentioned it that line width will be 1. So make sure if you need to make this line width visible, so then the thin line option will be unchecked. It's similar like that line width display in AutoCAD, right? So go to this edit type, and there you also have this tick mark line width. So you know which one is the tick mark, right? So like none, apply. So there will be no tick mark. Okay, and you can go with this diagonal 3 mm, and then that tick mark dimension this 12. See, all right. So that things, so these things you can apply. Click on apply. Okay. Then this dimension line extension. So this is extended. Now I don't need to extend it. Click on apply. See, it's not extended right now. Okay, and witness line control gap to element. So you know which one is element. This is your element, or from this point or from this point you have selected, so it's creating this gap. And you can go with this witness line control, you can fix to dimension line, so it will be fixed to the dimension line. Okay, and now if you go with this gap to element, and you can change the gap. Okay, and now just let me show you that how it's working over there. It's working like this. Okay, and even if after that also you can change it, you can make the placement. Okay, um, so if that is your requirement, and it is the witness line length, so that is like this witness line length, you can give it like 10 mm. Let's apply 10 mm, and there you see this witness line has this fixed length. Okay, and how much it will be extended. So this is the witness line extension, this part is the witness line extension, and that you can change it like 1 mm only. Click on apply, and there you see the changes. So you can make it like your own, and if there is any witness line tick mark, you can add witness line tick mark, apply, and there you have this witness line tick mark. So this is showing this arrow. So this center line symbol, so center line symbol is for those uh, dimension which has the center line, like the radius dimension, radial dimension, or diameter dimension. So for that you will go, you will make the center line symbol, center line pattern. And okay, and what will be the dimension color that you can mention. All right, like this you can apply. All right, that you can see this has been changed. Okay, now you can go with this text with an underline, italic, bold, text size, text offset. What will be the read convention? So from like upside and then left. Okay, and what will be the text font? All right, so text font that you can see, that is right now Arial, and you can change it to like
So this can be explored. That yesterday you were showing that for placing the furniture and it was not happening, something room calculation.
yeah. So I'm coming on that also. Yes. Okay, yeah, let's give it to Gothic. All right, so that you can apply. And what about text background? So text background is right now we have this opaque text background. Suppose if I move it like this, and now you can see. that it has this background. Let me show you here. Okay, now you don't want like this, you want to make it transparent, you just want to see uh, the numbers only, the values only, then make it transparent. Okay, and what will be the unit format, if you need any alternate units, so that these things you can change it. Okay, that's it. That's how you can customize your dimension. So here like AutoCAD, you will not get any separate dimension style manager. So this way you have to change your dimension style. So this is your dimension style here from this properties palette. Here you have to change it within this type parameters. Okay, uh, now about that furnitures. So I had this misinformation, sorry for that. uh, I don't know, but I had to work on that. So you can go with this furniture, place some components over there. So let me load a family, one load a family, and come to this furniture. Don't go with this furniture system. Okay, go with this furniture. Let's go with this. Let's define okay, and this room tag will give you benefit that when you will extract this schedule for this furniture, there this room will be highlighted with that particular field. You just have to select that particular field, and within that particular field this room will be highlighted, so that you can understand that this bed is available in that in this room. It is placed in this room where you have to place assemble uh, so that you can go with. Okay, and like other properties like this door. Okay, so for this door, yeah, okay, come to edit family. So for this furniture layout, you can go with this also, but so let me show you. Yeah, so for this furniture, we also have this option, that is room calculation. So that is not necessary for this one, because this room calculation, how it works. So it calculate from which room to which room you are passing through. So for this, as because this is a fixed one, so you don't have to calculate this option. So without this, you can include it in your schedule. So like if you go to this new schedule option and you mention it like furniture schedule, click on OK, and family type include label you can include, and you can include other properties, area and cost and count this thing. So we're not going to include, we are going to it simply make it simple. So come to this room field, and there you can give the room name and the room area if you need it. So let's go with this simple one, room name, and you click on OK, and there you can have it like this is placed in this bedroom without that room calculation option. So how that room calculation option works. So if you like for this door, okay, so so now this door is helpful for this bedroom to this room. Now let me change this room name, like I'm naming it randomly. Okay, so now this is a powder room and this is bedroom. So this is allowing you from this to this, right? Now let me change this category if there is any other. So let me load some families. I will change this type. So come to insert and load family, and come to furniture, English Imperial. English doors, and let's go with this door, or yeah, or this one. Okay, so let's go with this one. Okay, no problem. And as because there are so many types, so you can select all this if you need to include all of this, or else if you need to include some of this, so you can select this. Okay, and let's select this two only and click OK. Now go with this and see within this two type is only available, so let me select it. Okay, and let me delete this. Let me delete this, change the position. Yeah, okay. And now you see this door is for powder room to bedroom or bedroom to powder room. Okay, now you select this and come to edit family, and there you go with this room calculation. You check this room calculation and you load into project, and this is your project, and there you add it. And for other room, for other doors, let me just show you that room calculation is unchecked right now. Just let me close it. And now if you create your door calculation within your schedule, if you create door schedule, new schedule, and let's go to door schedule, click on OK, and there you can mention the family type, family and type, and you can add other things also. So let's not just add, just let's add this level, and this head height you can add, or rough width or rough height if it is there, and width you can add. Now for this from room to room, so this will help you. So from which room? Okay, so from room name and to room name you want to have it. Okay, now here you can see that this is from this living room to this you can say, right, uh, bedroom to powder room is there. Okay, and so this is the type. Type. Let me close this now, and the door schedule. So this is this room. Okay, so I think I'm missing something about that room calculation, so I'll discuss that in later class with details. Okay, so it's working like this. So about this room calculation I will discuss later. Okay, then this is for today about your room tag and your dimension.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then I'm ending it here.
Thank you.
Thank you.